So I found this channel that is talking about how every moment is the now. I've got to before I send the link to anybody, I got to listen to where he's coming from. But I think people are starting to wake up to the fact that every moment's now. But you have to reconcile in your mind. You have to say, well, why am I in time? Why is my 3D body in time? Why am I experiencing time? Well, you can actually see what the purpose of time is. Once you understand what the purpose of time is, then you can understand there's really no time. It's just a transformation process. So what happens when a woman gets pregnant? 9 months. What's the purpose of the 9 months? It's the birthing process. So when you take a sine wave and you plot it on a clock, on a Cartesian coordinates, it looks like a clock. So the clock and the sine wave are pretty much the same thing. And so time is cycles, right? So let's see how time is used in 3D and use a holographic view to see what the purpose of time is. So a washing machine uses cycles. And what does a washing machine do? It cleanses the cloth. The cloth is the clergy. Time just cleanses you. Right? What else does time do? So you look at a tire or a wheel on a car, and as the wheel turns, what is it doing? It's taking you to your destination. So number one, it's a cleanser. I'm going down the highway. I don't have any notes. I'm just doing this off the cuff. The washing machine time cycle is a cleansing. The wheel time cycle on a car or a truck is moving you to your destination. Cleansing, destination. What is a clock? When you set the alarm on your clock, what is that? It's an alarm. Time is an alarm. The judgment seat of Christ is on the way. The bema seat of Christ is on the way. The great white throne judgment is on the way. It's an alarm. It's a wake-up call. Time is a wake-up call. Every moment of every day is the same truth that Jesus alone saves. You can't save yourself. What else has cycles? So the wheel on a bicycle or a car, a washing machine, a motor. So let's look at a fan. So a fan. Let's look at a fan before we look at a motor. I'm doing this off the cuff. So look at a fan. So what does a fan do? You turn a fan on, it moves air. It moves air. It moves air. Joint airs. Time is moving the joint heir to his or her new state. Time. Let's look at a motor. What is a motor? A motor goes around electric motor just goes around and around and around and around, right? What's it doing? It's taking energy and converting it into something useful. A motor or an engine, anything that's like motorized, it takes the energy and converts it to something useful. Time is converting you to become something useful. Number one, it's a cleanser. Number two, it's moving you to your destiny. Number three is moving the airs, the fan, the airs, the joint airs is moving you to your destiny. What was number two? Number one, I'm going down the highway. I don't have notes. Number one, I get in the flow when I'm driving, you know. Number one was good down the highway. What did I say? Number one, time. The woman's the birthing cycle. That's number one. Number two, time. The washing machine is washing you. Number three, a fan is moving the joint airs. Number four is making you useful, the moving the joint airs to your new destination. A tire on a car is transporting you to the new state. Those are just 5 examples. It's a birthing process. It's a cleansing process. It's a transportation process, moving you to your new state. And if I list any more, I'm probably going to get the same stuff. When you push the clock on your coffee machine to brew your coffee, what is happening? You're waiting on time to brew the coffee. So God is brewing you. He brews. The book of Hebrews is He brews. God brews you. He's cooking you, brewing you. The potter's wheel, God is shaping you and forming you. When somebody's doing pottery, they push the pedal and it goes around and around and around and around. What's the purpose of time with a narcissist if you're saved and they're not? To show you yourself. A narcissist only can mirror you. They can only give you what you are. You're just actually seeing a mirror image of yourself to be metamorphosed, to go through the metamorphosis process. A narcissist is just giving you what you want. They're not even real. They're not talking to you on your... They're not conversing with you. They're just mirroring you. So when you have a conversation with somebody, they disagree with you. You can agree or disagree. But if you want somebody to always agree with you, you're not going to grow. You're not going to grow if you just want somebody to agree with you all the time. You need somebody that has a conversation that knocks you down a little bit, takes the pride out of you, takes out your pride, cuts you. You need somebody opposite to cut you and to turn you. Why? Because all the puzzle pieces are here to face off, to cut and turn. Oh, I just saw this sign on this truck, recycle. What's the purpose of recycling? You take the product and you reuse it. You take the product, you recycle, you cut it, you turn it, you remold it, you reshape it, and you reuse it. You turn it into something new. Anyway, back to time. God is outside of time. So what is outside of time? Source. So if you have the mindset of source code, you're outside of time. So one of the reasons I was trying to spread the source to everybody, but nobody really seems to want it, but it's important, because if you can see the source code in the words, you can see the source code. And then when you see the source code, you see a holographic fractal reality, and there's no such thing as time. The only time that exists is now. And so you set the patterns in your mind now, and it will appear tomorrow or the next day. If you do it enough, let's say 21 days, you set the pattern for 21 days, it's going to appear for a lifetime. You set the pattern and it'll appear. This is why the devil's always trying to break a good pattern, like fasting. If you do fasting, you break the sine wave and you actually reverse time and you reverse your age. You go into autophagy and you go into growth hormones. When you do a 16-hour fast, I'm guessing maybe a 21-hour fast might be the key point. But when you do a 16-hour fast, you go into autophagy. I would say 21 hours might be the secret. You sleep your 8 hours, right? You're not eating during that 8 hours. That's fasting. You fast every day. Why not extend it? When those mice, when they took those mice that would die every 2 years and they made them live 4 years by every other day feeding them, they lived 4 years. The secret is fasting, people. It not only does it break time, it stops time, it breaks strongholds, Why did Jesus say only certain things come out by prayer and fasting? Because fasting breaks the sine wave, which is the stronghold, which is the drama, the Draco-Maya system inside time. So if you really want to break a stronghold, I don't care what it is, you better fast. And while you're fasting, why not work and do something beneficial to help break that stronghold? You understand what I'm saying? It's all the stronghold that was built in your bloodline and patterns that you built in your bloodline. If you want to break a stronghold, do some fasting. Make it happen. For real. You want to reverse your age, you want to renew the moth-eaten years, do some fasting. If those mice doubled their lifespan by every other day eating, they were using, they were tricking their body that is scarcity, right? The scientists were tricking their bodies that it was a scarcity thing. So if you already take yourself and you die daily, you're already dead. See, everybody's trying to live down here in the 3D. You're already alive in Jesus. You're already in heaven, seated in the heavenlies. You already have it all. You already are joint heirs. You already have it all. This earth was made for you. So everybody's trying to believe that you got to get somewhere and get it all. You've already got it all. You've already got it all. You got a shower, food, clothes. You got it all. Even the homeless, all they have to do is get somebody to give them a knife, and they go out in the woods and make their shelter and eat wood and trap some food. They've got it all. They just don't know they got it all. They believe in a lie, a scarcity lie. The homeless person has it all. Have you ever noticed those people on the side of the road? They seem to be healthier than you. They get up early in the morning out there on the curb at 7 o'clock in the morning because they don't even know they found the secret. They don't even know they already have everything. And the same truths that they're learning out there, they're actually going to get a job eventually and learn it. Hopefully they'll get a job and learn how to use what they learned out there on the job. A job is just real easy. Just be a team player. Do your duty, be a team player, really.